guys, it's MazeMan112, and today I'm going to go over some of the future consoles that are going to be coming out here soon. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. The consoles that I'm going to be discussing today are going to be the Xbox 720, the PlayStation 4, and the Steam Box. I'm going to leave, I know there's the Ouya or something like that. I'm going to leave that one out. I know some people have discussed that before. But let's go ahead and jump into it first, the 720. I'm going to go ahead and touch the Xbox first because a lot of you guys know I am an Xbox man. I didn't always used to be that way. I used to be a PlayStation person until I accidentally kind of smacked the controller and it knocked my my PlayStation on the ground, and that's what really got me to go buy an Xbox 360 at that point in time. So let's go jump into the release date for the Xbox 720. It's going to be coming out the holiday season of 2013, so go ahead and start saving your pennies now so you guys can go ahead and get that on launch day, because you know, if it was anything like the Xbox, the original Xbox, and I think the Xbox 360, when it came out and launched, you had to buy a couple games in order to be able to get it. So, you know, it took a already expensive item and it made it that much more pricier. So make sure you guys go ahead and start saving so you can plan for that ahead of time and be able to go ahead and get that. Going into the specs or the processing power of it, it's going to be similar to a higher end or a high tier gaming PC right now. So it's going to be outdated, not, you know, in not too distant future. But the thing you have to remember about consoles versus PCs, that a console is just built to do one function, that is it. Where a PC, its processing power is broken up into the applications, the browsers, everything that you're running onto, it has to have the processing power to do that as well. And simply put, it really is going to be a fairly high processing computer, where they're telling you that almost all the computer generated people are going to have that artificial intelligence, so it's going to make the game more dynamic. You're not going to have people going in those stupid paths and everything like that. And it's really going to make, you know, what their actions are a little bit more random, which I'm really looking forward to how they can do that, especially in a first-person shooter, the campaign mode, kind of spicing that up as well. The controller, I'm going to go ahead and throw a picture up here of what some people are speculating the controller is going to look like for the Xbox 720, and I hope they do not do this. I think that it would ruin the entire feel of the controller just because it looks like a wiener dog. I mean, you're wiener dog-izing the freaking controller, and I do not like that at all. I don't care that if it has a touchscreen. I think you stick with it, unless it's maybe an optional controller that you could have onto it. I do not think that should be the stock controller. Let me know what you guys think like that, because I'm kind of biased towards the Xbox controller at this point in time, and I think if you go ahead and put a touchscreen in it, you're just going to completely ruin a good thing. But moving on to it, will there be a Kinect 2? And the question is, or the answer is yes, there's going to be a Kinect 2. They're not too sure how much different it's going to be at this point in time. I really hope that they've kind of tweaked it a little bit, because it seemed a little laggy. It was a great idea, no controller and everything like that, but just didn't respond the way you needed to play any kind of game. And, you know, when it first came out, I got it. I was playing it nonstop. It was fun. You got to work out at the same time, but it quickly got boring because you really couldn't do too much with it, and it kind of sucks. I'd like to be if they could do a first-person shooter with the Kinect, that would be fucking fantastic. I hope they could do that. What kind of games is the Xbox 720 going to have? Well, Bethesda is already working on it. They have some job postings already out there saying that they're looking for experienced people, both in the PlayStation and the Xbox realm. So I can go ahead and assume they will be in both of them as well. And Bethesda is a big game maker, so I'm going to be interested to see what kind of things they are coming out with. And also, Crytek is they are disputing that they have a claim that anyone has any kind of development kits in their company. I think they do. So we'll see what kind of games are coming out. I'm surprised. I'm sure they're going to have a Call of Duty and a Halo coming out on launch. It would just make sense. If not, it could be, you know, the fall of, you know, the big guys at the beginning. This is also going to have some anti-piracy features in it, where you're only going to be able to get the game on your console, so you can't really get cheap copies and everything like that, which I think they need to do, because I'm hoping when they do that, they can actually bring the price of the games down, because they won't have such a shrinkage, you know, with a big amount of it being stolen off the top. So let's go ahead and move on to the PlayStation 4. Alright, now the PlayStation 4, what I found out was actually pretty cool, is that its codename is Orbis, and it doesn't sound pretty cool, or pretty unique at that point in time, like Orbis. That's kind of stupid. But if you take Orbis and Vita, as you guys all know, the PlayStation Vita at this point in time, if you translate that into Latin, it means circle of life. So I'm sure that they might not call this the PlayStation 4. They might call it the Orbis. And, you know, between the Orbis and the Vita being able to sync together, you have that circle of life, so to speak, and a great slogan for the Sony network at that point in time. When will this be released? This is actually going to be released at the same time as the Xbox 720, so it's going to be in the holiday season, late fourth quarter, or late third quarter, early fourth quarter of 2013. And I'm excited. I'm kind of curious what kind of price range these are going to come out. A lot of people are saying they're going to be right around that $500 price range. I'm hoping that they make this accessible to as many people as possible, because that's what really makes a good online game and a good online console, is that a lot of people are able to use it and interact, with people that are close to your demographics, so you don't have any kind of latency issues and lag problems. So what kind of processing power is going to be in it? Now, I was able to find a little bit further details into what kind of stuff was going to be into the PlayStation 4. I'm not a huge computer guy, so some of this stuff is kind of foreign jargon to me. It's going to have an AMD A10 APU. I guess this is a little bit outdated at the problem, which a lot of people are starting to frown upon. But it's going to have 8 gigabytes to 16 gigabytes of RAM, which a lot of people are loving. Storage space is going to have 256 gigabytes, and it's also going to be a Blu-ray as well. I'm wondering if 256 is going to be too small with the next generation of consoles, because a lot of people are already kind of filling up 256 gigs now if you put your games onto your hard drive. And one thing that the PlayStation 4 is going to be bringing that I'm super excited about, and what has me even thinking about changing over to the PlayStation Network rather than Xbox, is that they're going to try to bring 4K gaming. If you guys don't know what 4K is the next thing in line after 1080. This is what a lot of films are being shot at nowadays. It's a new resolution, a new high def, something that a lot of people are saying is going to be absolutely spectacular, especially when it comes into the gaming realm. So I'm really excited to see what they can do with that. Is the PlayStation 4 going to be backwards capable? No. A lot of people are saying it's not going to be. It's just not worth it for them to go ahead and do that. So go ahead and hold on to your old consoles, as we've had to do before, if you guys have had to do before. And also, another thing, that the gamings are going to be tied to an account. So no more secondary market. This is going to take out the GameStop type people. And I'm kind of curious to see how the consumer reacts to having they're taking away you being able to sell your game, and after you're done with it, and trade it in and get something a little bit better. And I'm kind of curious of how that affects the market, whether or not it helps, or if it even helps, bring the prices down at all, because games are just too expensive at this point in time. The next thing I'm going to go ahead and jump into just real briefly is going to be the Steam Box. I know a lot of people have been going over the Steam Box, because the Steam Box is supposed to release soon. It rumored was, first quarter of 2013, so that gives them all the way until March. I think it's going to be a little bit later than that, but they're going to get the jump on the PlayStation 3 or the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox 720, so I think they're going to be able to get a big, market share right there. And also, they're going to be Valve, who is the developer of Steam Box, has always been about the consumer and about they are a gamer for a gamer, and so their prices are really reasonable. They always run deals. They always have games that just seem to be simple games that are super cheap but are super fun at the same time. So I'm going to be interested to see what they can do with that. Like I said, a lot of people have already put this stuff out there. One thing about the Steam Box that I'm really excited about is that it's capable of being its own server. So you could have 8 different people, 8 different TVs, 8 different controllers in only one Steam Box, and everyone could have their own unique experience on their own television. And I think that'd be really cool, because no one likes playing that split screen, and no one likes having multiple copies and multiple consoles all in the same house. It just seems redundant. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what game you guys are thinking about getting. And as always, guys, I'd love to hear your viewpoint. Make sure you leave it in the comment section below. Hit that like button. Hit subscribe. And I'll see you guys later. And now for some videos that you guys may have missed. On the left, I go ahead and I do a review of the Astro A50s. Make sure you guys go ahead and check that out. I'm going to be having some more reviews coming your way. And on the right is a quick tip where I go ahead and go over Hijacked. I'm starting to like this little vent here, and it's kind of a novelty. It's not really useful, but it's kind of fun at times. Go ahead and check those out, guys.